as I was saying, on the way up here, I was always the type of person that loved to be in control. And I'm always in a hurry for some reason. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be late. It's like I got a time frame to go by. But one thing I noticed about on the ride up here to where I'm coming from, God was like, take your time. Take your time. Now, I know I ain't going to lie to you. I know we're supposed to abide by the laws of the land. But I'm going to tell you something. If the speed limit is 70, I'm going 80. That's my thing, you know, to give me enough time to slow down if the police get up. Maybe I shouldn't, but it is what it is. I'm just telling you the truth. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. I speed sometimes. And God like telling me to slow down. And the brilliant thing about it is, I slowed down and still made it in the same time frame. And I was like, how in the world did that happen? I wasn't going near as fast as I normally go. I even ran to a roadblock, not a roadblock, but the traffic backed up. I'm like, I'm finna divert the course. Let me see, can I avoid roads on my GPS? You know, you can set up your GPS so you avoid highways. And the voice man said, no, stay the course. I thought I was gonna get set behind. Same time. You're gonna get to where you're going and you don't have to rush it. You just have to trust. You just have to trust the Lord. You see when I said that God can you do anything? Now think about that. That makes absolutely no sense. How in the world can I leave from Mobile to go to Auburn, Alabama, and going 80 miles an hour and make it there at this time, and then going 65 miles an hour and still make it at the same time? Ain't God's good? Slow down, Houston. And God is telling you, slow down, person at the sound of my voice. The plan and the newness that I have for you, you don't have to rush it. The plan that I have for you, you don't have to rush it. You don't have to rush the promotion. You don't have to rush the dream that's put in your head. You don't have to understand why it is what it is. Why is God setting these thoughts and these dreams in your head? You're trying to figure out how it's going to happen. God's like, trust me. Now, let's go back. When I first found God, and I was learning to test the spirits and try the spirits, one thing I realized about God over the years, He doesn't tell you everything. A lot of times He won't tell you too much. Like a lot of times I'm praying, I'm asking God, what you want me to do? Trust me. That's all you're gonna say? Yeah, trust me. I'm going through some more things over the years. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm talking about that's exactly how it sounds inside my brain. These two sayings pop in my head a lot. Or it's always simple words. Don't worry about it. You sure? Yeah. Trust me. I got you. Don't worry about it. Trust me. I got you. Don't worry about it. Like, God, can you give me something more than that? All right. Trust me. I got you. Don't worry about it. But the thing is, the things He's telling me lines up with the word. So I know it's God. So I'm like, okay. All right. Lord, you got to get me sorry. Sorry about that, people. This phone is getting on my nerves. Satan, get behind me. You're way behind me. Now let's go back to the newness of heart. Now, Think about the process. You know, I was making you a new creature. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. Right. Now think about being made new. Things are going to change. Just like when you get that new phone, it may have a few differences from the old phone, but it still looks similar to the old one. Like this one is a Pixel Fold. It has one screen in the front, and if I open it, it has a tablet type screen. And I'll be asking myself, like, man, the thing is, God said I would give you the desires of your heart. I remember back in the day, I used to love Samsung phones. I'm like, I want a Samsung. And then all of a sudden, I started branching away from the Samsung, the Note. And I started paying attention to the Google phone. I'm like, I like that. I never liked iPhones. I'm like, I like the Google phones. But I like the Samsung Flip, the Z Fold. I like that. I wanted that phone at first because it had a big screen. But God led me to the Google phone. I know y'all like, what, man? That's what a phone got to do with anything. Now remember now what I'm saying. I know the thoughts I think towards you. I know the plan, says the Lord. There's a reason why you got that phone and not that one. I may not even know the reason. I may not even understand why. But God said I give you the desires of your heart, right? Now let's take this phone. And getting this phone also, my phone bill went up by $50. I'm like, Lord, it's too much. You sure you want me to get this phone? Now let me tell you the story of how I got this phone. I went online. I always wanted Verizon. Back in the day, I had a Verizon phone when cell phones first started jumping back in 2000 and 2001. And I was with Verizon. I figured out they had good service. And when I got out the military, I stopped using Verizon. I started bouncing around from different things and after that. But I always wanted to get back to Verizon. But I knew they're high. I'm like, man, the price is astronomical for Verizon and their phones and their service. But I always wanted it. You know, it didn't even matter the price. I didn't even care. Like this phone, I've been wanting it for a while. I've been researching it, watching reviews on it. I've been wanting it for a while. And then at the point in time, I remember I was at work and I was like, I'm finna see, I ain't got the best credit in the world. I probably got a 5 something. I'm just being real. My credit is not good, people. And the thing is, I have tried to get Verizon before. Not approved. The credit too bad. You got to pay this much. You got to pay $800. You got to pay $1,000. You got to pay the whole phone. What? I'm like, man, forget that. I don't even, man, forget it. Forget it. But about 2 months ago, a voice in my head said, hey, try it now. So like, okay. So I go through the process, pick the phone out. They was giving the Pixel 8 for free. They're giving that one for free. Like, not really for free. You know how this stuff works. You can get that one easy, and you can get this with it, and that, and that, and that. I'm like, okay, I don't want that one. I don't want the free one. I want that one. The Pixel Fold. Keep in mind, it's probably a 1.5 year difference as far as technology is concerned. But this is the one I wanted. So I'm gonna tell you what happens. So I get approved for the phone, and I'm like, all right. It was like I set up for a store pickup. They said, we're gonna see your confirmation number and this and that. So I called. I'm like, I never got an email, right? I never got an email. So I'm trying to rush the process. I'm like, I got approved for the phone. To get this phone, I finally got the phone I want. So I'm trying to rush the process, right? So I called Verizon. I'm like, man, they said they're supposed to send me a confirmation number, but I never got one. And then somebody on the other land was like, well, we got one in stock over here, and you got to go get it. I'm like, this ain't the store I asked for the pickup. They was like, I don't care. They were like, we got it in stock here. And now, when I did it on phone, they said 0 down online. They said 0 down. 0 down now. So this manipulative person get me over there. They get there. You might have to pay the taxes. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's not what I signed up for. So they had to run a little verification. But I had just got my new ID, my new driver's license. But I had the paper copy. They're like, we can't utilize that. So long story short, I couldn't get the phone that day. So I went back online. I said, I'm going to try this again. So I called. I went through again the next week. It was like, yeah, you got to prove here's the registration code and all this. Somebody online who's truthful. We're like, it's waiting at the store for you. All you got to do is go pick it up. I'm like, what? I'm like, why do these people lie so much? But by that time, my driver license came, my hard copy. So I go there. I go to the place where the original phone was, where I was supposed to pick it up from in the first place, and got it. Nothing down. Higher bill, yes, of course, but nothing down. After all these years, finally, I get the phone, the desire of my heart. This is the phone I wanted. But the thing is, when God gives you the desires of your heart, you best believe there's a purpose behind it. Now, I don't utilize the purpose. I don't know the purpose for the phone, but I'm gonna just give you some examples. Like every time I go see my kids, I stay with my ex-wife. I was like trying my best. Like Mike said, I don't want to stay there, man. Because every time I stay there, I fight through feelings, and I start feeling some type of way, and this and that. I'm gonna give me a hotel room. They're like, no, you ain't. You finna stay right there. So I get there. When I went there, they had all the past times, TV was working, everything was working. And I love to chill and watch TV and chill. Because my kids are teenagers now. You know how teenagers are now. They talk to you, but they don't talk to you. They love you, but you understand what I'm saying. That's how kids are now, with the cell phone phase. But anyway, the living room where I sleep, when I go up there, don't have a TV anymore. I'm like, man, what am I supposed to do? Because I gave you that big phone for a reason. That's your TV. What? It all makes sense now. But that's not all the reason I gave you a phone. But you got a big screen. A good phone that you wanted. Now it serves a purpose. You like TV? You like movies? There you go. Well, also, guess what? I'm finna not just let you watch movies on, I'm gonna let you give you some prophetic advice too while you on here. But you understand how things work out, people. You see, I could have got mad, but like, man, you ain't got a TV that work, and start complaining and bitching. You know, like you got what you need right here. You don't need a TV. There you go. Glory be to God. You see, when he renews things, he makes things new. There's a purpose behind it. Now, think about this now. A lot of preachers are going to tell you this right here. During the renewal process and the plan that he has for you, he's not only renewing you, he's renewing people that are meant to be in your life at the same time. Some people are going to come back in, but also he's going to be removing some people out. And he's going to be removing some new people in. Do you understand the renewal process? Remember that, what I just told you. A lot of y'all expecting just a bunch of brand new stuff coming. Not all the time. Sometimes be something old that he's been renewed. Just like he's renewing you. Do you understand what I'm saying? If all things work together for those who believe, he's working things out. He's renewing the minds of many. Not just your mind. One thing the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. Love all people. Right? Sit at my right hand so I make your enemies your footstool. Right? So some people you might think, yeah, hey, I ain't gonna assist you, gonna assist you. And some people you think that are gonna assist you ain't. You see, there's a whole plethora of things that's going to take place in your life. Houston, person at the sound of my voice, you just got to trust the process. Now let me tell you a few things. Before I left to go up there, I knew my daughter wanted to go to the Lake Martin up there in Alexander City, which is like an hour away from Opelika, Alabama. She wanted to go there Saturday. And I was like, man, I'm gonna take my fishing poles with me. I had it set up, I was gonna take them and everything. But Friday morning before I left, God was like, don't take no fishing poles with you. I'm like, I'm going to the lake, I can fish there. Don't take no fishing poles with you. I got you. Don't worry about nothing. I got you. So I'm up there chilling, I'm barbecuing for the kids and everybody. And I'm just really being alone. But that's kind of how I am. Everybody, I'm just watching everybody enjoy themselves, taking photos, videotaping, doing that, being the person on the sideline. Not even trying to be seen. Just doing what I normally do as a believer, you know. And a guy took notice to me. And he come and talked to me. But not necessarily. Wait. I took notice of the guy first. And I was like, man, he's chilling. He's finna set up barbecue and stuff like that. And I'm watching him. And I think he's watching me too. And I kind of was suspect at first. I'm like, anyway. So I see him trying to have struggle with his fire. And I'm finished grilling. So I was like, man, I use this stick right here. Stir your coals up with that. He was like, man, appreciate it, man. A stick now. A stick. And next thing you know, he started coming back to me. And then he started talking to me. And he was talking about, man, I'm trying to get a CDL. I'm like, trying to drive trucks. And guess what? I work for a moving company. I don't have a CDL. And he's trying to drive trucks. And I was telling him what I felt God wanted me to tell him. Hey man, all you need is a 26 footer. You don't need a CDL. And we talked and we bonded on a level. And we hold conversation. And he was like, man, I went fishing the other day and I got some catfish. Freshwater cat. I'm like, wow. He's like, you have some if you want some. Now let's go back to what God told me before I left. You don't need your fishing poles. But to remember also, something the Lord says is, I'm going to make you a fisher of men. I'll be found of those who seek me. Now, to think about it, I can tell he was spiritual. We didn't say a word about Jesus or nothing. We didn't even talk the Bible. But I can feel he was sent. And also, I was sent to him. And he was sent to me. I had a great day. I know you like, man, it's just a fish. God said, don't worry about it. I got you. Basically, what God is telling me is, do the work that I call you to do. Ministry doesn't always involve get close to God, because some people who come your way are going to already be close to him. They just need revelation. They just need confirmation. So when I was getting ready to leave, I had forgot about the fish. And I was like, man, nice meeting you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying, for the conversation. And then he was like, man, no, thank you. And I'm like, I didn't really do anything. But when God works, it's not really what you think. He's working. And he said, don't forget about the fish. And he gave me a big catfish. And I went home. I went back to my ex-wife's house and I fried me with some fish, with some french fries. And that's normally my routine on Saturdays. I'm going to tell you what my normal routine is. On Saturdays, normally, or on the weekends, I normally go fishing on Saturday. And I'll go home and clean it and then I'll fry me some fish that night. The Sabbath day, Saturday. That's normally my routine. And I'm not even where I normally am. But the routine still was the same. I'm like, golly, man, God is amazing. Look at this. Look at God work. But like I said, this whole time, I'm hearing prophetic advice from this and that. And I'm noticing things spiritually. And it's like, And not only, I'm noticing most of the children that I watched them grow up before my divorce, they flocked to me. I've been gone out of the equation for, and certain people did. I've been gone out of the equation for years. I'm like, wow, why they flocking to me? Voice in my head, you know why. You know why. They see something. All right, let me give you another story. Let me pause first.